Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Lukenessmonster, and today we're going to be reviewing the Star Wars The Black Series Shaak Ti. This figure is number 8 in the Attack the Clones line, and it is looking really, really good. This is one of my most highly anticipated figures of the year, and I cannot wait to get it opened. Looking at the side mural artwork, we do have this amazing artwork of Shaak Ti in this kind of like peaceful bowing pose almost. Looks really, really good. Flipping around to the back, we do have that exact same artwork here, as well as the bio, which you can pause and read if you would like. And other than that, there's not a whole lot else going on. So let's go ahead, crack this figure open, and see what it looks like. Alrighty, so we got Shaak Ti out of the box, and I gotta say, this figure is looking really, really good. I think the robes flow amazing. I think they're nice and tailored. They fit well. And that's not something we can always say for Jedi robes and soft goods in the Black Series. So I am pretty impressed for a figure who is pretty much covered from head to toe in soft goods. She's looking really, really good. And that's something I'm impressed about. I also think this is one of the best likenesses we've ever gotten in the Black Series. I think it looks really great. And the sculpting that went into this completely brand new head sculpt looks killer. So yeah, let's go ahead, get her off the spinny stand, and take a close look at everything she has to offer. First up, looking at Shaak Ti's lightsaber hilt. Overall, it's looking pretty solid. It has this silver base color followed by this gold accent, and it looks pretty accurate to Shaak Ti's lightsaber, so I'm pretty happy with that. Again, that's not always something the Black Series does. Sometimes some of these more background Jedi don't have the right lightsabers, which is definitely a problem, and so I'm glad that this one does look good. Of course, here in typical Black Series fashion, the blade is removable, and I just had a heart attack trying to pull that out. It's always so nerve-wracking the first time you do that because those lightsaber blades break kind of easy, and it's always kind of scary if you bend it the wrong way, it'll break, and you don't want to do that. Looking at the figure, she does have this kind of big robe that goes all the way around, and it's just like a kind of Jedi robe. I think it looks great. No hood on this one, and you wouldn't really be able to do a hood because, of course, this giant like head tail piece here would get in the way. So I think this works out pretty good. Then underneath this robe, we do have this kind of like scarf piece that's part of her robes, and then the belt has this kind of decorative piece here, and I think that looks really good. Lots of sculpting and paint apps and texture in this piece, and I really, really like that. And then she does have her kind of like bottom skirt piece here, part of her robes. Looks great. Now, unfortunately, this thing is fraying at the edges. That is kind of a big problem. I think it looks alright. It's not the end of the world, but I know over time this will fray a lot and would definitely not look the best. One thing I thought was weird, if you actually look at her boots underneath this, she's got these like knee-high goth girl boots, and they're just super weird. Like, all the other Jedi have kind of normal boots. And these are the boots that they gave to Shaak Ti. I think they look great and they're sculpted beautifully, but they seem out of place. Like, these have shoelaces that literally go all the way up to the knee here. When have we ever seen shoelaces in Star Wars? I'm pretty sure that's like one of those unwritten Star Wars rules where like shoelaces just don't exist. Even looking at like Luminara's boots here, she just has these normal like black boots. Aayla Secura has these normal brown boots. So these knee-high lace-up boots are just a little strange to me. I gotta say, the amount of detail that went into this head sculpt is really, really good. Of course, her base skin tone is this red color, but she does have these big like white circles around each eye, and I think these turned out amazing. And of course, there's just so much tiny detail here in her kind of like headdress piece. All the gold little sculpting and paint apps, they're very tiny, but they came out amazing. And it's one of these things where tiny details matter, and they really pulled it off with this head sculpt. Some serious amazing likeness here, and amazing detail that they really could have gotten away with if they did pretty minimally, but they really went all out, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. Now, the only complaint that I have is that I believe that this head sculpt is sculpted in red, and so you can kind of see like her eyes are definitely a little red. I don't know if that's just because the paint wasn't put on completely, or maybe they wanted to differentiate the color of the white of the eyes from the white of like the rest of her face, but it just looks like she's high. Like, she's just got these bloodshot eyes. But honestly, it's not the end of the world. I think it looks alright. Of course, looking at articulation, this figure pretty much always has the robe on, so we're going to do articulation with the robe on. Looking at the head, definitely limited articulation on this one. She does have these big head tails that go over the front of her, as well as the back, and so that kind of hinders a lot of the front and back, as well as the side to side. You can still get it. It is like a soft plastic, and so it moves out of the way, but it's definitely limited. Looking at the arms, they can go up into a T-pose, but it doesn't look good because it lifts the robe up with it. Now, I'm sure that the arms go all the way around, but with the robe on, you're not going to be able to do that. Looking underneath the robe, she does have butterfly joints here. Good range of motion there. She can get to about 90 degrees. And then she does have 2 vertical hinges at the wrists. She does have a ball joint here at the waist. Now, legs are definitely going to be limited here because of the skirt piece, so she can kick out about that far, and she can split about that far. Now, looking at her knees, she does have pinned knees, but it's completely covered up by the dress here, so it's not something that I care too much about. The only reason I don't really like pinned joints is because they visually look ugly, but these are completely covered up, so I don't mind. She does have thigh swivels, boot swivels, as well as pivots and rockers. First up, for comparisons, we have some of the other female Jedi we have in the line, with Luminara Unduli on the left and Ayla Secura on the right. Now, I'm really happy to finally have this trio in the line. These are just kind of our mainstream female Jedi, and they're looking amazing here in Black Series 6-inch scale. I know Jedi figures are always really popular, and it's just really surprising to me that they waited so long to make these 3. But now I'm just really happy that we have all 3 of them here together in the line. Next up, we have Plo Koon on the left, and Kiadi Mundi on the right. And as far as weird aliens go, the Black Series always knocks it out of the park, and these Jedi aliens is a great example of that. All 3 of these have some unique alien sculpts, and they turned out amazing. The detail, the sculpting, and the paint apps look really dang good in all 3 of these figures. I am just really happy we're getting some alien Jedi representation too, and how good that these figures are turning out, because these are some of the best Black Series figures we've ever gotten. Next up, we have Kit Fisto on the left, and Mace Windu on the right. Again, all 3 are looking great, and it's just nice to get more Jedi figures in the line. And Shaak Ti was one of those last Jedi figures we needed. Up next, we have Jedi Master Yoda on the right, and the Kamino Clone Trooper on the left. Some more characters that Shaak Ti interacts with, and they're looking great together. Next up, Shaak Ti dies like 3 or 4 times. And so here are some characters that actually end up killing Shaak Ti in Star Wars. We do have Anakin Skywalker on the left, and we have Starkiller on the right. So yeah, overall, I'm a really big fan of this figure. I think she looks visually stunning. I think the articulation is great. It is a little hindered by the soft goods, but to be honest, this figure, you don't really need to get into some super dynamic poses, so I'm not too upset about it. She does have the double jointed pinned knees, which are not the best, but they're completely covered up by the robes, so I give it a pass just because the reason we don't like pinned knees is because they're visually ugly. And so since you can't see them, it's not something that I care too much about. I think the soft goods look great. I think the face sculpting and detail and paint apps onto the face look incredible. And overall, this is just a figure that we've been wanting in the Black Series for a very, very long time. So overall, this one has got to be a 5 out of 5 for me. I don't really see anything too wrong with it. But I would love to know what you guys think about it, so please leave a comment down below. Do you guys like this figure? Do you think that it needs something else? Is there anything you would change with this figure? That is going to do it for this video though, so if you did enjoy, make sure to go down, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.